Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel. And, oh man, okay, so when it comes to social media, when it comes to viral videos, there's never a proper formula for how one becomes viral. Back in 2012, when I used to live in Los Angeles, I was teaching social media to people in the entertainment industry, and I would be brought on frequently to projects. And the one thing I always heard was, "Can you make this go viral? Can you make this thing go viral? Can you do this?" And I'm just like, no, unless we have a lot of money, right? A lot of money or something crazy happens. Now, in the fall of 2011, I was at a Walmart in Porter Ranch in Los Angeles when some lady pepper sprayed a crowd of people over video games. My girlfriend happened to take a video of the aftermath of it, and the video ended up going viral because that was something that was kind of a flash in the pan situation and one that wasn't manufactured. So it ended up doing really well. But we were at an age now, all these years later, where people I believe more often than not are trying to create viral content as a way to watch themselves, get bigger. And we actually have that here with this kind of, well, I don't know if this is entirely true, but this is kind of where I'm leading on it right now, is a story coming out of all places, Florida, where rising rapper Project Youngin appears to be shot at while filming on Instagram in a video in his car. Now, this is the video in question. We're going to take a look at it here, and you guys can see, or at least ask yourself what it is that if it's real or fake.
Stop playing with me. Thug soldiers on the way, man. Hey. Hey, but this out right now though, y'all go get this. Yeah, it's on the way. It's coming. Shit hit the fan. Who run their mouth? Yeah, that shit coming. You already know, man. Thug soldiers on the way, man. That's how we rockin', man.
And that's kind of where things are right now. That's the video. That's it in its entirety. He's flexing. He's got a stack of hundos, right? Singing some song in his car. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm out of touch in regards to who is lit these days. And that I'm in my 30s. All right, like, don't hold it against me. He says as he wears a Star Wars t-shirt unironically. But so that's where it's at right now. And people don't quite know what's going on. So the article says here that Youngin, born Rashid Jamal Hall, was showing off a stack of hundos and playing a song off his upcoming Thug Soldiers mixtape when 3 shots rang out. The phone, which is filming him live, then dropped to the floor, and no further information is yet known on the Florida star's current condition. Now, coming off of the Triple X Tension's murder from a few weeks ago and how that shocked the hip hop world. I mean, that was terrible, you know. And I think they finally caught the last guy, the last suspect, so to speak. We can see here that this is going to be an interesting story because we have a rapper who was flexing on Instagram Live, I guess, like you do. Some shots rang out. The shots, I can't quite tell what kind of gun it was. You know, I couldn't tell if it was quite close, if it was whatever, but he did drop the phone. And then the weird thing after that was there was no real movement. When the phone hit the ground, everything stood still. That to me is a little bit odd. If you're in a car and everything, the phone drops. If you're moving around, it's going to wiggle, right? It's going to wiggle. So that was a little bit weird to me. Now, fans have posted their concern about the former student on Instagram following the reports. World Star Hip Hop, they say here, our thoughts and prayers are with Florida rapper Project Youngin after allegedly being shot while sitting in his car on IG Live. I don't think he was shot. I think there might have been shots fired near him or he was shot at. But of course, World Star is going to want to get their hands on that exclusive video because it's World Star. Now, some believe he may have been targeted because he was spotted flashing the cash. Vicky Patterson wrote on YouTube, "Why do these rappers, young and old, always flossing money and jewelry?" That's the game. Right, that's the game. That's them coming out of the hood, and you know, having the money to be like, yo, I've made it. Like that's nothing new. That's nothing new. She goes on to say here that be happy you have it, but don't show it off unless it makes you a target. If you don't have to be, it don't have to be an enemy who guns you down. It might just be a homeless man off the streets if you got money like that. And to be fair, she's got a point in regards to this. She does have a point in regards to this entire thing. That has a lot to do with the fact that when it came to Triple X Tentacion being killed, he had $50,000 in cash on him that he had just pulled out of a bank. Now, I don't know if those guys were stalking him. I don't know if those guys were tracking him down. I don't know anything in that regard of what could have been happening. But the point there essentially is that, yeah, what we're looking at here is a situation where you've got this guy who was flexing what appeared to be several $1,000s in an IG live stream. But he was, what it was, if you got to look and kind of look at the camera angles, right? He wasn't holding it out. He wasn't holding it up, at least at that moment in time. In that video clip, he had the camera and it was down by his, down by the seat, pointed back up at him. And it was, he was holding the money that way. So it was mounted on something, or it was set on something. And then he picked it up to go up like this, but his other hand wasn't up holding the money. So, and that's when the shot rang out. So that tells me that he was being careful about flexing in the Instagram stream. You couldn't see where he was. There was no identifying locations, at least in that clip. I haven't seen the full video, so I don't know if anyone would have been tracking him. On Instagram, he does have over 70,000 followers. So it is entirely possible that he's done this sort of things before, that he's flexed like this before. And as a result, people have been able to use it to track him down. And maybe they were just waiting for him to go to the bank to pull out the money, or to do something along those lines. And the truth of the matter is that would actually, to me, come across as a very likely scenario for what's going down, for what could have possibly gone down. And again, when you go out there and you flaunt like the neighborhood you live in, right? And you do want to, and when it comes to the rap game, you kind of want to. You want to be like, yo, I came from this hood. I came from this neighborhood. I came from these streets, as a way to kind of like showcase, I guess you could say, street cred, so to speak. But there's quite a bit of that. And so then people get to know who you are. And then people might know where you live. And it's not like word and news doesn't travel very well in those communities. Any community is like that. Word will spread fast. If something is worth knowing, people will talk about it. And then someone could have just been waiting for the right moment, waiting for you to go to the bank, waiting for you to do something like this, because maybe you've done it before, and then they fire off a couple rounds to get you. But the fact that there's been no update about where he is or what's going on, whether he's been robbed, whether he's been shot, whether he's okay, on top of the fact that the camera itself, the phone itself, didn't move once it fell to the floor. The car didn't shake. There was no other vibration for the last few seconds of that thing. Tells me that he didn't move. Now, some could argue that, well, he didn't move because there was, nothing there, right? He was whatever. If it was a robbery, we would have seen the person open the car door, steal the money. We would have heard gunshots, or we would have heard, there was 4 shots total, I think. We would have heard cries for pain, or cries for help. We would have heard him being in pain. We would have seen something. There would have been something else to indicate that there was, in fact, some kind of crime had taken place. The shots sound relatively muffled. It could just be the recording through IG Live. It could be the type of gun. Again, I don't know. But just looking at this from a purely objective perspective, I think it was faked. Now, I hope that no one is injured. I hope that no one is hurt. And I hope that nothing was stolen. But in the age where you need this kind of thing in order to get that kind of attention, where you want that type of viral video, here you've got this being like the number 3 most searched item today on Google, is because people want to know what happened to him. And this is coming off of the heels of Triple X Tentacion's unfortunate, untimely murder in Florida as well. So that's where I look at this particular story. I see it as being one that is very much up in the air for being legitimate. Until we have confirmation one way or the other, then this is just kind of where we find ourselves. But I put it to you, internet detectives out there. What do you know? What haven't I seen? Is he alive? Is he well? Is he unfortunately injured? Or even worse, is he dead? These are things that at this point, there's a lot of people out there that are very much wanting to know the whereabouts and the well-being of Project Youngin. And be sure to leave your comments. My name, of course, is Matt Jarbo. If you haven't already, please thumbs up the video, subscribe, click on that bell for notifications when I post new content, which is pretty much every day. And I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a fantastic one, and peace out.